Welcome to the Mansplaining Mike Show. I'm Mansplaining Mike, and this discussion is on a topic that sparks controversy all around the world. Should biological men be allowed to compete against women in their sports? What I believe doesn't matter. We're going to allow the science to speak for itself. If it were left up to me, they definitely wouldn't be in women's sports or anywhere near them, other than buying tickets to watch them. Our first point centers around the undeniable physical differences between men and women. It's not just about muscle mass and bone structure, it's about the whole package. And I mean that with all pun intended. Let's talk science. A groundbreaking study conducted by Duke University for Center in Sports Law and Policy delved deep into performance disparities. They compared elite female athletes to boys and men. Well, brace yourselves for the obvious, because in events like the 100 and 400 meters, male athletes consistently outperform their female counterparts. It's not an exception, it's the rule. These data comparisons explain why competitive sports have traditionally separated the sexes. Legal measures like Title IX in the United States require institutions to set aside and protect separate and equal funding facilities and opportunities for men and women. But people like Joe Biden and the Democrats want to completely alter Title IX, allowing people who identify as women to compete against real women. Testosterone, the hormone responsible for muscle growth, gives men an edge. Their larger hearts and lungs also allow for greater oxygen uptake during exercise. And isn't sports supposed to be all about fair play and equal opportunities? That's what I think. But fairness also means maintaining a level playing field. When men compete against women, it can skew the balance. Imagine LeBron James dunking over some WNBA player. Sure, it would be spectacular to look at, but it wouldn't be fair at all. Let's talk about Title IX, the federal law that promotes gender equity in education and athletics. Well, it used to anyway, before Joe Biden took office. Title IX was designed to create opportunities for women in sports. When men infiltrate women's sports, scholarships and roster spots meant for female athletes get squeezed out. It's like crashing a party and stealing the cake. It steals opportunities away from the women to even be able to compete and make it into the WNBA or anything like that. Cross-dressing males will be considered real women if Joe Biden were to get his way with Title IX. But what about safety? Shouldn't that be our top priority? Shouldn't we just say, hey man, forget your feelings? I think so. Men's physical advantages can lead to unintentional collisions or injuries. Think about contact sports like soccer or rugby. Or take it even further to MMA or boxing. It's like pitting a lion against a gazelle. The gazelle isn't going to stand a chance. So where do we draw the line? Is it supposed to be about inclusion or maintaining the integrity of women's sports? If it were left up to me, people with these serious DSM type of problems would be getting mental health help, not trying to take away women's private places or competing in their sports unfairly. It's been going on for too long, at least the last 3 years when Joe Biden's been in office. We've seen it with people like Leah Thomas taking opportunities away from real women like Riley Gaines. It's not only dangerous in that sense. We also know what happened in Loudoun County, where a little girl was sexually assaulted in her bathroom by a cross-dressing student that was identifying as a real woman. The sexual assault would get covered up. And later on, the child who sexually assaulted the little girl would go on to sexually assault another little girl when they transferred his schools instead of charging him criminally. When he was finally charged criminally with a crime, he had already raped 2 little girls, and people already knew about it. Well, that's all we have today for this topic, and if anything else happens that's really out there, I'll definitely talk about it. But I hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.